So good afternoon and welcome everyone. Nice of you to join on this Freedom Day. So just letting people join, just give us a minute or two. Hey guys, how are you doing? Happy Freedom Day. Of course, there's some irony in having lockdown on Freedom Day, but we'll deal with it. So hope that you guys had a long weekend and that you've had a great day so far. So I'm not sure if you've seen the Instagram story I put up today, but just want to play a little bit maybe with Teapots, and I think we might play with Peacock today. So if those are scaring you off, don't worry too much about it. We'll just work our way through it. And when we get there, if your body feels like it can move into that space, then you'll move there. If your body's not feeling like that, then please don't go there. There's more than enough in this class to keep you engaged and entertained. Remember, always if there's anything that you want in your classes, please just send me a direct note, and I'd be happy to work whatever you want into the relevant sequences. Lots of great creativity coming from our yoga teachers, so hopefully you're enjoying the classes so far. I'm going to start off in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. So I want you to come down, lie onto your backs. Underneath of your feet come together, knees drop out towards the side. Gentle sounds of the hang drum playing in the background. So play with the closeness of your heels towards your sitting bones. Maybe you want to take them a little bit further. Maybe you want to curl your fingers up into a fist and place your fist under the outside of your thighs, just supporting your legs so that you're not opening up your hips too much. And then of course making sure you lift up your head, lengthen out through the back of your neck, dropping the back of your head down. So taking this moment to soften into our bodies and close into your eyes. So just bringing yourself into the space that you've chosen to practice your yoga today. And then bringing your body and your mind into that connection of that space that you're in. Bringing your attention now into your breath. Just starting to observe the breath, not changing it. Feel the back of your body connected down to the floor, down to the mat. Feel the earth supporting your body, your life. Feel rooted and grounded, and then bring yourself back to the observation of your breath. Just a couple more moments here as we just find stillness. We connect our mind into our body, just prepare our mind and our body for our practice today. And then keeping your eyes closed, just take your hands on the outside edges of your thighs and gently move your knees together as we come out of this pose. Drop your arms out towards the side, Extend your left leg out in front of you. Extend your right leg out in front of you as you come into regular corpse pose. We'll take some time to find some space in our breath. Take a deep inhale for a count of 3. Exhale the breath out for 3. This time when you inhale, notice your belly rise for 3. And then as you exhale, pull your belly down towards your spine, forcing the style thoughts out. Then again, inhaling for 3. Exhale for 3. I want you to do 7 more rotations of breath like that. Maybe you can change the length of your breath, or maybe 3 works for you today. Starting to feel the movement of your belly, gentle firing up of the digestive system. Last 3 breaths. Keep the length of breath going. Lift up your left hand, place it onto your right shoulder, and then place your right hand onto your left shoulder as you place your hands across your chest, just nurturing yourself on this Freedom Day. As you nurture yourself, I want you to contemplate your sankalpa for your class today. Maybe it can focus on the freedom that you have. Maybe it can focus on just nurturing yourself, maybe just taking the expectations away from yourself. Whatever it is, contemplate your intention. Summarize your intention in a couple of words. And then repeat that intention to yourself quietly in your own mind on 3 separate inhales, giving rise and energy to that which you want to achieve today. You're going to release your right arm out towards the right hand side, and then your left arm out towards the left hand side. Open up your eyes to half gaze, flicking your eyelids a couple of times. And then bring your feet hip width apart. As you inhale, pull your left knee towards your chest, interlace your fingers below your left knee. Keep that right leg active. Gently pull the left knee towards your chest. Hold it in, relax into your shoulders. Breathe. And gently release the bind below your left knee. Extend that left leg out in front of you, bending into your right knee, interlacing your fingers below your right knee, lengthening out through the back of your neck, gently pulling that knee in towards your chest on the right hand side. Keep the left leg active, and then gently releasing it away from you. So we're coming across, bending into the left knee comes in towards your chest. Release the left knee away from you, pulling the right knee in towards your chest. Release the right knee away from you. One more time on the left hand side. Pull the left knee towards your chest. And then let it go. Last time, pulling the right knee towards your chest. Pull it in. And then gently let it go. Now bending both knees in towards your chest. Flexing your toes towards your shins. Placing your hands below your knees. We're rocking to the right and to the left 3 times. And then come to stillness in the center. Of course, I love rocking back and forth. So rocking back 3 times backwards, 3 times forwards, and on the last one, rocking all the way up into a standing forward fold. Of course, you can use your hands. If you don't want to use your hands, don't use your hands. Bend into your knees, tuck your chin towards your chest, round out 1 vertebra at a time, lifting your head up last. Excellent. So you can stand at the front of your mat. I'm just going to stand in the middle of my mat. It will be a little bit easier for this warm-up. Feet hip width apart. Step down through your feet. Just make sure that you taking the weight and spreading it equally across your feet. Pull the energy up from the earth. Take it up through your spine, shine a beautiful white light out through the crown of your head. Gently open up your palms. As you inhale, root to rise, watch the prayer touch overhead. As you exhale, swan dive all the way down. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, sit down into chair pose. Caress the mat with your fingertips. Lift your fingers up towards the ceiling. And then as you inhale, lift all the way up into standing position. Drop your hands all the way out towards the side. We'll keep going. Inhale, root to rise. Watch your prayer touch overhead. Keep the length in your spine as you exhale, swan dive all the way down. So this time we'll come up into halfway lift. Standing forward fold. Bend into your knees, caress the mat. Come all the way up into Utkatasana chair pose. Step down through your feet, reach it up, Gently drop your hands out towards the side. Beautiful. We've got two more of these to do. Take a deep inhale as you exhale, root to rise. Swan dive it all the way down. Come up into halfway lift. All the way back down into standing forward fold. Bend into your knees, tuck your chin towards your chest. Come into Utkatasana chair pose. Reach all the way up, stretch it out. Gently drop your hands out towards the side. Right. One more rotation here. Take a deep inhale as you bring your hands all the way up. As you exhale, swan dive it down. Come up into halfway lift. Back down into standing forward fold. Bend into your knees, tuck your chin towards your chest. Round out one vertebra at a time. Come all the way up to Tadasana mountain pose. Actually, we left out the Utkatasana there, but not a problem. I want you to meet me at the front of the mat. This time, big toes come together. So it's chilly outside. I just need to flow a little bit quickly. Hopefully, you want to get the flow of energy going as well. Just a couple of sun salutations to get our bodies going. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, swan dive it down. Inhale, come up into halfway lift. Exhale into standing forward fold. Step back with your left leg. Drop down onto your left knee. Untuck your toes. Float both of your fingers up towards the sky. Both of your hands frame your front foot. Tuck under the toes of the left foot. Lift the left knee and float back into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're flowing forward into plank pose. Knees drop down towards the mat. Sitting bones fall back towards your heels. Bend into your elbows. Float forward. Knees, chin, and chest. Lift up your knees. Drop down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Push into the tops of your feet. Knees lift up. As you inhale, come up into baby cobra. As you exhale, float it down. Tucking under your toes, pushing back into plank pose. Chin towards your chest, pike your hips up towards the ceiling. Step back into downward facing dog. Left leg rises above into three-legged dog. Bend the left knee towards your chest. Step it forward. Follow your left foot with your right foot into standing forward fold. Bend into Utkatasana chair pose. Stand down, lengthen up. Gently drop your hands down towards the side. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, swan dive it down. Inhale, come up into halfway lift. Exhale into standing forward fold. Stepping back with your right leg. Dropping down onto your right knee. Untucking your toes. Floating your fingers up towards the sky. Reframing our front foot with both of our hands. Tucking under the toe of the right foot. Lifting the right knee and floating back to downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. From downward facing dog, flowing all the way forward into plank pose. So chaturanga variation, just to start off with, drop the knees, push forward, bend your elbows backwards, take your chest forward, come all the way down. Elbows stay in. Keep your hands exactly where they are. Ankles come together, push them through the tops of your feet. We're lifting up into outward facing dog. And then everyone drop your knees, bend your elbows backwards and bring your chest all the way back down again. Lift up your hands, place them underneath your shoulders, tuck under your toes. We're pushing back to plank pose. Chin towards your chest, pike your hips up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up behind you, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee towards your chest, step that in between your hands. Follow your right foot with your left foot. Bend into knees, caress the floor, caress the mat, sit down into Utkatasana chair pose. Step down, lengthen up, arms go out towards the side. Beautiful. So we're going to do one more on each side and then we're going to change the rotation up. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, swan dive it down. Inhale, come up into halfway lift. Exhale into standing forward fold, stepping back with your left foot, dropping down onto your left knee, untucking your toes. Both of your hands float up towards the sky. Framing your front foot with both of your hands
Tucking into the toes of the left foot, lifting the left knee, stepping back into downward facing dog. We're flowing forward into plank pose. Knees, chin and chest. Pull those elbows in, bums up. Come down onto your belly, untuck your toes. Baby cobra. Float it down. Push back into plank pose. Chin towards your chest, pike your hips up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up behind you, bend the left knee in towards your chest, step it in between your hands, follow your left foot with your right foot. Bend into knees, caress the mat. Utkatasana, chair pose. Lengthen up. Arms drop down towards the side. Last rotation. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, swan dive it down. Inhale, come up into halfway lift. Exhale into standing forward fold. Step back with your right leg. Drop down onto that right knee. Pull the energy up from the earth as we float into crescent lunge. Frame your front foot with both of your hands. Tuck under the toes of the right foot, lift the right knee and float effortlessly through back to downward facing dog. We're moving through to plank pose. So chaturanga variation if it suits you, otherwise moving through chaturanga into upward facing dog. Everyone meeting downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, drop your knees towards the outside edge of the mat, big toes come to touch. Wide-legged child's pose, 5 breaths. Long, deep inhales. Long, deep exhales. Work your way towards the end of those 5 breaths. Then pushing through your hands, sit all the way up into this wide-legged thunderbolt pose. How are you guys feeling? Starting to feel nice and warm, hopefully. A beautiful sunset sort of happening in the distance. I can see the earth through the trees. Just expressing gratitude for you guys joining me today. Thank you for the community that we have, and just sending gratitude to my fellow teachers for the way we partnering together and sharing our joy of yoga and Pilates. And so maybe you want to grab something to drink. And we're going to flow through another flow here, another sequence. Alright, good. So in the sequence, you'll maybe have noticed in last week's sequences really starting to keep side plank in the flows. So just to keep the strength building, keep the muscle tone good. So if you don't like doing side plank or Vashisthasana, the full version of it, remember that you always have the option to drop the bottom knee down just to support yourself. So, all right, ready to go? All right, find your way back into downward facing dog. Index fingers parallel towards the outside edges of the mat. I want you to connect back into your breath. Long deep inhales, long deep exhales. Maybe your hamstrings still tight, bend into those knees, pull your chest back towards your thighs, relax into your neck, chin towards your chest, gently wrapping those biceps around towards each other, just pushing the underneath of your palms in towards the floor. Great opportunity to repeat into your sankalpa, your intention, your affirmation. Take a beautiful breath coming in with prana, life force energy, all the good vibes. And as you exhale, open up that mouth, let the stuff go. And again, inhaling all the good vibes. Open up your mouth, let go the bad ones. One more time, inhaling the good vibes. Exhaling, letting the bad ones go. Beautiful. I want you to walk your feet forward one step. So it's a shortened downward facing dog. Maybe you can drop your heels down towards the mat. Weight comes across into your left hand. Lift up your right hand. Right hand comes diagonally across to your left ankle, maybe your left shin. And then pushing through that right hand, pull your chest back towards your thighs as we work into this crossed version of downward facing dog. Alright, release the right hand down towards the floor. Weight comes across into that right hand, lifting up that left hand. Left hand comes across for your right ankle, maybe your right thigh. Then pushing through your palms, pull your chest back. See if you can pull your heels down towards the mat. Beautiful, guys. Release the left hand all the way back forward. I want you to step back into downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, flow forward into plank pose. From plank pose, push off your toes, bring your hips towards your wrists as we come into a hovering upward facing dog. Push back through your heels, coming back into plank pose. Bring your big toes together. Do Vashisthasana side plank on the left hand side, rolling onto the left outside edge, lifting up your right hand touches your right shoulder, float your right fingers up towards the sky, and then gently coming down the way we came up. We do Vashisthasana on the right hand side, again lifting up your left hand comes up towards the sky, coming all the way back down again. Knees drop down towards the mat, sitting bones pull back towards your heels. Bend into elbows, float forward, knees, chin, chest. Lift up your knees, drop down onto your belly, untuck your toes. As you inhale, lift up your chest, look over your left shoulder for your right heel, and then bring your gaze back to center, keeping up, looking across your right shoulder for your left heel, and then floating back to center, bending your elbows backwards, chest comes all the way down. Tuck under your toes, push back into plank pose. Chin towards your chest, pike your hips up towards the ceiling, downward facing dog. Knees drop down to the middle of the mat. Untuck your toes, ankles come together. Walk your hands back towards your knees as we sit into thunderbolt pose. Palms come together, interlace your fingers. I want to work just into those wrists just for a little bit. Then of course snaking it out. And then sometimes in the class we don't have space for this, but we do probably now. Extend your arms up towards the side, drop your fingers down towards the floor, float your fingers up towards the sky, fingers drop down, fingers float up, and then gently shake it out. Alright, very good. So I want to work through that sequence again. Remember, always the opportunity maybe to leave out the Vashishthasanas, maybe just flowing through your normal vinyasa. And if you're with me, remember also the opportunity to drop that knee. Find your way back into downward facing dog. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Walking your left and right foot forward, maybe one step, maybe dropping those heels down. So weight comes across into your left hand, lift up your right hand, crossing your right hand to your left shin or ankle. Pushing through that palms, drop those heels, pull your chest back, chin towards your chest, let it go. Right hand comes down, weight comes across into that right hand, lifting that left hand, crossing it out, chin towards your chest, drop those heels down, really stretching into those hamstrings, and then gently release it, walking back into downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. From downward facing dog, flowing all the way into plank pose. Excellent. From the plank pose, pull your hips towards your wrists, coming into a hovering upward facing dog. Push back through the heels, come back into plank pose. Bring your toes together, ankles together. Vashisthasana side plank on the left hand side, maybe dropping that left hand, left knee. And then if you want to up level it, gently drop your hips down, drop your arms down onto your knee, and then float your fingers up towards the sky. Dropping your knees down, or hips down should I say, floating it all the way up. Right hand comes down, coming back into plank pose, rolling across into Vashisthasana side plank on the right hand side, left hand lifts up. So again, just working by dropping that left hand onto your left knee, dropping your hips down, and then floating it all the way back up again. Dropping the hips down, stretching out that right hand side of your body, float it up, and then gently drop back down into plank pose. We'll go through knees, chin and chest again, dropping your knees down, pulling all the way back, floating all the way forward. Lift up your knees, drop down onto your belly, untuck your toes. Inhale, come up into baby cobra. Looking over that left hand shoulder for your right heel. And then coming back to center, doing the same on the opposite side. Pull those elbows in. Come all the way back to center. Release your chest all the way down. Excellent. So, You're going to come to crocodile pose, place your left hand into the middle of the mat, right hand onto your left hand, drop your forehead down onto the pillow that you made, big toes come together, ankles go out or heels go out towards the side, 5 breaths. Last 2 breaths. Last breath. Lift up your forehead, extend both of your arms out in line with your shoulders, palms facing down, relax onto your chin, feet hip width apart, tops of your feet pushing down onto the floor. As you inhale, pushing through your right hand, lift up your left hand, look down, keep your legs down, float your left hand down towards the mat. Push into your left hand, lift up your chest, lift up your chin, lift up your right arm, right palm, and then float it all the way back down again, relaxing onto your chin. So we're moving across to our legs now. Lift up your leg on the left hand side, thigh lifts up above the mat, and then gently drop the left foot down towards the floor. So we're moving across to that right hand side, lifting up that right leg, and then gently releasing it all the way down. Let's go through that sequence again. Pushing through the right hand, lift up the left hand, lift up chin and chest, gently float it all the way down. Pushing into the left hand, lifting up the right hand, lifting up chin and chest, gently drop it all the way back down again. And then we're moving across to that left leg, lift up that left leg, engage into the thigh, gently drop it all the way back down again. Moving across to the right hand side, lift up that right leg, and then gently drop it down. Alright, beautiful. So I'm going to engage both of those together. So we're going to come into sort of full Superman, Superwoman. So relax onto your chin, clear your mind, focus on your breath. As you inhale, lift up. As you exhale, float it down. Inhaling and exhaling. As you inhale, lift it up. As you exhale, float it down. Beautiful. Inhaling and exhaling. And last time, inhale, float it up. Exhale, let it go. Right, this time your right hand comes in towards the mat. Left hand onto your right hand. Drop your head back onto the pillow that you made. Big toes come together. Heels go out towards the side, back into crocodile pose. Gently move your hips from side to side as we release any tension that you find in your hips. Excellent. So I want you to come into stillness in the center. We'll lift up our head, take our hands out towards the side, and then lift up your hips, place your hands underneath your thighs, pull your elbows in. Ankles come together. So I want you to keep your chin down onto the mat. We're just going to work with our legs here. As you inhale, lift up both of your legs. As you exhale, drop it down. And again, inhaling, lifting up your legs. Exhaling, dropping them down. And then one more time, inhaling, lifting them up. Exhaling, dropping them down. Very good. Lift up your hips. We'll take our left hand towards the middle of the mat, right hand onto your left hand. Drop your forehead down. Toes come together, heels go out towards the side. Just coming back into moving your hips from side to side, or maybe stillness is what suits you today. Just a couple of breaths here. 2 more deep inhales and exhales. Alright, then lifting up your head, I want you to push into your palms, come up into tabletop position. And then from this tabletop position, I want you to flip your palms. So flip your fingers so that your fingers are pointing back towards your knees. So your wrists are facing forward. And then take your chest forward. And then gently come back as you lift up your palms away from the mat, dropping your sitting bones down. Maybe you can keep your fingers connected down towards the mat. Gently come all the way forward.
and then come all the way back up again as we lift up our palms. Keep your fingers connected to the floor. Last time, come all the way forward, find relief, reach forward, look forward, and then coming all the way back up for the last time. Gently drop your palms down. You want to flip your fingers so that they're facing towards the front of the mat. Put your big toes together, walk your hands back towards your knees, and sit all the way up. Alright, we'll start to work our way into peacock pose here. So we're going to work through that exercise in a moment again. Just for the moment, bring your palms together, interlace your fingers gently, work into your wrists. Alright, just shake it out. Alright, so we're going to work through a couple more building stages here. So we've worked on working up our legs. We've worked on finding a little bit of space in these wrists. Now we're going to work on actually going through this exercise of putting the elbows in and seeing if we can find some support by placing our hips down onto our elbows. So I'm going to show it to you from the side, and then I'll show it to you from the front, and then we'll do it all together. So hopefully you can see me. So again, flipping your fingers. So make sure that they're not too far away from each other so that they're in. I want you to look forward. We're going to bend our elbows backwards and see if we can, still keeping the knees on, pull the elbows in towards your belly, and then just rest your belly onto your elbows. So lots of maneuvering that has to take place here. First of all, making sure that your hands aren't too far apart, making sure that your elbows aren't going out towards the side, and then making sure that you bend into your elbows sufficiently so that you can get these elbows onto your bellies here. So just going to do it from the other side. Not sure that this is going to be very useful for you, but so just bending in, taking the knees back. I'm going to look forward, pull those elbows in, and drop my belly onto my elbows. So my knees are still onto the floor, and then come all the way back up again. So hopefully you got that. I just want to work into these initial stages because you've got to get those elbows in and got to get the elbows under or onto your bellies, because that forms the basis for your peacock pose. So let's try that a couple of times. So coming all the way forward into tabletop, flicking your fingers back down towards your knees. Then I like to move my knees back a little bit, look forward, bend my elbows backwards, and a little bit like we did on that plank to bring your hips forward towards your wrists, bring your hips forward, elbows come in and dropping your belly on. So you can see my knees are still on the mat, and then come all the way back. So certainly that's going to start to work into your wrist. So each time we work into this, take time to find space in your wrists. So I want to do it just 2 more times just to see if you can get your elbows on and connecting into your bellies. Shaking it out. So just remember to look after those wrists. And then last time. Alright, excellent. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. Would be lovely for you to share some pictures, for you to tag me into the expression that you're finding of the pose. So we're now going to see if we can engage into the elbows coming into your belly, and then activating into your legs, activating into your thighs, and floating your legs back behind you. So maybe you just want to look at this. If you know how to flow into peacock, please take your time, flow into peacock. If you're not sure, then we're going through the same movement. So flipping our fingers, elbows come in, lean our weight onto our belly. Then you need to lift up your knees, lean forward, and as you lean forward, start to find lightness. And as you find lightness, float your feet up to a hover. So you need to clear your minds, just making sure that These are each individual building blocks that we're working through. Remember that it's a combination of strength and flexibility, and then the rest of it's in your mind. So try a couple of times, and we'll try it again. So chin hovers above the mat. Remember to work onto your wrists as we work through the poses. I know, throwing some crazy stuff into our sequences today. Hopefully you guys had some fun there. So when you finish playing, I want you to bring your knees together, drop your hands onto your thighs. If you've worked into your wrists, just to loosen your wrists. Hands drop down into the thighs, elbows coming towards the side of your body, lengthen out into your spine, close into your eyes, and let go the sequence that we've been through so far. Focus back on your breath, long deep inhales, long deep exhales. Balancing the length of your inhales with your exhales. And then of course connecting into your sankalpa, your intention, your affirmation. And then gently open up your eyes. Hopefully that was good for you. One more challenging asana for today. So we don't normally go from standing to sitting, but in this case I want you to come to stand. So I'm sure there's a Sanskrit name for this pose, but since I've been doing yoga, we've always called it teapot, and so that's what I've become accustomed to it. So feet hip width apart, hands onto your hips, weight comes across into your right leg, gently bend the left knee in towards your chest, and then extend that left leg out in front of you. So from this position, lift up your left hand, pistol grip your left toes. I need to take my socks off, because I should have done that earlier. Extend that leg out in front of you. So maybe you can come down into a squatting position, just bending into that right knee, coming all the way down. Or maybe you just want to take your hand out towards the side, sit down, put that leg down, then come back onto the heel and lift up that leg. So maybe you can lift up that right hand, or maybe you can lift up both of your hands, hovering the leg. Or just gently sit all the way down, extend that right leg out in front of you. I want to gently windscreen wiper the feet from side to side. And then you know where we're going. Bend into your knees, push into your palms, come to stand. So weight is coming across into the opposite leg, so that's that left leg, hands onto your hips. Gently bend the knee towards your chest. I'm going to pistol grip that right big toe. And then when you're ready, extend that leg out in front of you. Maybe coming down slowly. Oops, not so slowly there, overbalanced. It's about finding the balance, extending that leg out. Maybe you want to hold it. Float the left hand out towards the left hand side. And then maybe hovering the leg, hovering both of the hands. Take your hands back behind you, drop your bum, extend that left leg out in front of you, hands come back behind you, and then gently windscreen wiping your feet from side to side. So there's lots of different things going on here, obviously engaging into that hip flexor, engaging into that balance, slowing it down, clearing the mind. So we're going to go through it all the way from the top. If you don't want to come all the way down, and it's much easier for you to come into this pose on the left hand side, then just extending that leg out in front of you. For the rest of us, come all the way up. So we're going to come into the arm balance as well if you want. I know it's crazy stuff, but it's Freedom Day, so let's free our mind and let's just see where we go. Hands onto your hips, weight comes across into that right leg. bend the left knee in, take that left hand, pistol grip your toes, or your big toe on the left hand side, extend that leg out in front of you, slowly coming down, having a dristi, hovering, and then the hands are going to go off to that right hand side, bending into the elbows, float across, and maybe hover the teapot. Coming all the way back down again, sitting down, extending that leg out in front of you. Crazy stuff today. Last time, bend into the knees, stand all the way up, and of course you can do it from seated position. Weight comes across into that left leg, then the right knee towards your chest. We pistol gripping our big toe, extending that leg out, finding a dristi, maybe coming down slowly. And then our hands are going across to that left hand side. We come into sort of a side crow pose, lifting that leg up towards the side. Gently dropping all the way down. Extend your legs. Alright, that's the craziness for the class. That's what happens when you take a yoga flow and you mix it in with a teapot and you mix it in with a peacock. Very strange combination. Just some fun for today. Don't take it so seriously. Alright, so feet hip width apart, bend into your left knee, underneath of your left foot comes in towards the side. Extend that right leg out in front of you. So I like to make sure that I pull this right leg back into the hip socket, which just allows me to square myself off. Then I lengthen up, arms go out towards the side. As you inhale, float both of your fingers up towards the sky. As you exhale, take your belly towards your spine, extend your hands down, coming to Janushirasana. It's sort of seated forward fold with our one leg off to the side. So as I inhale, find space. As you exhale, tuck your belly in, drop your head down towards your knee. And then again, as you inhale, lift it up. As you exhale, gently drop it down. Last time, inhaling, finding a little bit of space. As you exhale, extend your chest forward, chin down towards your chest, knee, forehead down towards your knee. Extend both of your hands out in front of you, float your fingers up towards the sky, arms drop out towards the side. Take the left hand on the outside of that left knee, pull it in, and then extend that left leg out in front of you. Bend into the right knee. Once again, same thing. I like to pull this leg back into the hip socket. Allows me to square my chest and shoulders. Lots of teachers teach it differently. Sit down through those two sitting bones. Lengthen up through your spine. Find space between those vertebrae of your spine. Arms go out towards the side. As you inhale, gather up all of this energy. Float your fingers up. As you exhale, tuck your belly towards your spine. Reach, 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 like in Trikonasana, maybe handing or putting your hands on either side of your foot. Place your hands down onto your shins or hands on the outside edges of the left leg. As you inhale, sit up just a little bit. As you exhale, tuck your belly towards your spine, dropping your forehead a little closer to your knee. And then again, let it go. Inhale, come up. Exhale, find a little bit of space. And then last time, inhale, lift it up. And then exhale, extend it forward, gently coming down. Both of your hands extend forward, float your fingers up towards the sky, arms go out towards the side. Just take your right hand on the outside of your right knee, gently pull it in towards your chest and extend it all the way out in front of you. See, Tanner's just about to give me a time check. Okay, perfect, thank you very much. Alright, so I want you to bend into that left knee. Take your left foot over that right foot. Left hand goes all the way back behind you. Lengthen out into your spine. Float your right fingers up towards the sky. Gently twist around your spine as you bend into that right elbow. Right elbow comes on to the outside of that left knee. Then lengthen up again. Gently pull that right shoulder or left shoulder back towards the right hand side. Keep the right leg active. Beautiful. Coming all the way back to center. Pulling the left knee in towards your chest. and then extending that left leg out in front of you. So bending the right knee towards our chest, taking that right foot over the left foot. Make sure both of your sitting bones are sitting down onto the floor. Right hand comes back behind you. Use that to stabilize you. Lengthen out into your spine. Keep the left leg active. Float your left fingers up towards the sky. Twist around your spine as you bend into that left elbow. Left elbow comes on the outside of that right knee. Sit down, lengthen up, and gently twist it out. Very good. We're coming all the way back to center. Pulling that right knee towards your chest first, and then extending it all the way out in front of you. Bend into the left knee, left foot over the right. Left hand comes back behind you, lengthening out into your spine as you float your right fingers up towards the sky. Gently twist around your body. Place the right elbow on the outside of the left knee, twist it out. We're coming all the way back to center, pulling that left knee in towards our chest, and then extending that left leg out in front of us. Bending the right knee towards our chest, taking the right foot over the left foot. Keep that left leg active. Sit up. Right hand comes back behind you. Float your right fingers up towards the sky. We're gently twisting around, dropping the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Again, use this opportunity to lengthen up. Keep the left leg active and twist around your body as we detox. Very, very good. Coming all the way back to center, pulling the knee back in towards your chest, and then extending that leg out in front of you. So, I want you to straddle, take your legs out towards the side. Notice what's happening with the pelvis. Make sure you're sitting down and that sitting bone lengthen up into your spine. So hands come in front of your body. We're gently walking our hands forward, tucking our chin towards our chest, lifting up our hands, taking them up towards the side, coming into this wide-legged forward fold. Push out through the heels. Feel that beautiful stretch on the inside of your legs. Breathe. Long, beautiful, deep inhales and exhales as you bring life force energy into your bodies. And you expel all of those bad vibes, whatever they might be, negative emotions. I want you to release the inside edges of your feet. Take your hands back in towards the middle. And then walk your hands all the way back towards the center. So bend into the knees. Start to bring the heels towards each other. I want you to reach your hands forward. So we're going to roll back. So reach your hands, pistol grip your toes. And then if you sit back, extend your legs out towards the side. And then this is a very slow process as you maybe slightly bend into your knees, roll all the way back, take your feet out towards the side. And then gently rolling back onto your upper back, middle back, chest goes forward, sitting all the way back up again. Bend into your knees, slowly, chin towards your chest, roll back. Straighten out those legs. So we're rolling onto our upper back, middle back, bend into our knees, extend our chest forward, lift up. Straighten your legs out towards the side. And then last time, bend into your knees, slowly roll down onto your backs, coming into a wide-legged plow pose. And then last time, coming all the way back up. I want you to gently bring your ankles together. Extend your arms out in front of you as we come into Namaste boat pose. Come into half boat pose. Back into boat pose. Into half boat pose. Back into boat pose. Last time, half boat pose. Back into boat pose. So you're going to drop your heels down towards the floor. Extend your hands all the way forward. So what happens here is we sort of round into our backs. I want you to sit down, lengthen up, pull your arms into your shoulder sockets, open up your heart center, and then gently roll down as we come through a Pilates roll down. Thank you. We're going to go where we started in the beginning of the class. Open up your feet hip width apart. Bend the left knee towards your chest. Interlace your fingers. Pull the knee in. Gently release the left leg. Extend it all the way out in front of you. Bend the right knee towards your chest. Interlace your fingers. Pull the knee in. Gently release it all the way out in front of you. This time as you inhale, lift up the left leg. Lift up head, neck and shoulders. Place your interlaced fingers behind your right thigh. Pull the knee towards your nose and then gently release your head, neck and shoulders down towards the floor as we stretch out that hamstring. Some of you might be able to hold the toe, keep that leg straight, or maybe you want to slightly bend into the knee, pull the knee forward to the chest, still feeling the hamstring. Keep the right leg active. I want you to release the bind behind your left thigh, straighten out into that left leg. Gently drop the left leg down towards the floor. Inhaling, lifting up the right leg. Lifting up head, neck and shoulders, interlacing our fingers behind that right thigh. Straighten it up, maybe reaching for your toes. Maybe bending into the knee, eventually dropping head, neck and shoulders down as we find a little bit of space in that hamstring. Release the bind behind the right thigh. Gently drop that right leg all the way down towards the floor. As you inhale, pull the left knee in towards your chest. As you exhale, straighten out that left leg. Gently release the left leg all the way down towards the floor. As you inhale, pull the right knee towards your chest. As you exhale, straighten out that right leg. As you inhale, release it all the way down. Inhaling, lifting up the left leg. Exhaling, putting the knee towards your chest. Gently extend the leg all the way out, dropping it down. Moving in the opposite direction, lifting up that right leg. Knee comes in towards your chest and then extend it all the way out in front of you. I want you to bend both knees in towards your chest. Place your hands below your knees. Lift up your head, lengthen out through the back of your neck. Drop the back of your head down. Gentle movement from left to right as we start to find our way towards Shavasana. Back into stillness in the center. Make sure that your lower back, middle back, upper back is connected. Then I want you to take your hands off that position that you have below your knees. Lift your heels up so that you've got space behind your knees, and then place your hands behind your knees as you drop your heels down. Flexing your toes towards your shins and gently pulling your knees towards your armpits. Relax into your shoulders. Flex those toes towards your shins. Breathe. And then lift up your heels, take your hands away, drop your hands down either side of your hips, palms facing down, knees come together, straighten out your legs as we come into half cloud pose. 10 breaths here. Last 3 breaths. And then gently pull those knees in towards your chest. Drop your feet down towards the mat. So find your way into Shavasana. Maybe you want to come back into Supta Baddha Konasana, or Flying Butterfly pose. Maybe you want to support your thighs with your fists. Or maybe there's something else that suits you today. So find a comfortable position for your Shavasana. Close into your eyes. Long, slow inhale through your nose. Open up your mouth. Long, slow exhale. And again, long, slow inhale. Take your time here. Open up your mouth. Long, slow exhale. Let the stuff go. Close into your mouth. Release the control of your breath. Relax deeply into your body as you move into the sweet deliciousness of Shavasana. Well done, beautiful people. Thank you so much for playing with me today. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just to relax and release. Allowing this beautiful practice of yoga to integrate itself into your body at a cellular level. Don't analyze your practice, just let it go. Your practice would have given you exactly what you need today. Now just relax, keep your mind present, honor your body and honor your practice. Let it go, soften, release. Keep that awareness. Notice where your mind has gone, bring it back. So bring your consciousness back. Recognize your physical presence in the space where you're practicing your yoga today. Notice the touch points of your body to the floor and to the mat. Well, bring the sensation of touch back to your body. Take your thumb, gently caress each of your fingertips. Wiggling into your thumbs or wiggling into your fingers and your toes. And then, of course, rotating into your wrists and your ankles. Both directions, just to balance out the rotations. Ankles come together. Extend your arms above your head. Inhaling, stretching out your body. Open up your mouth. Let it go. One more time. Inhaling, stretching it out. Letting it go. Knees coming towards your chest. Rolling over to your left or right hand side into your fetal position. Repeat into your sankalpa, your intention, your affirmation 3 more times. And then turning the corners of your smile up in appreciation for your practice today, for the beautiful blessings that you have in your life. Sit up into Sukhasana, easy seated position. Hands come into prayer position. Push in through your palms, lengthen out through your spine. Gently drop your chin down towards your chest. In gratitude for this most wonderful and sacred practice of yoga, in gratitude for the way in which your body's carried you through your practice tonight, and the way in which your body's carry you through your life, and then of course in gratitude for all the blessings that you have in your life, living your life with gratitude for front and center. Each of you are blessings in my life. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste, beautiful yogis. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. I see some questions. I'll reply to those questions. If I haven't picked them all up, then please send me a direct note and I will answer all of your questions. If you want anything in your class tomorrow, let me know. Have a beautiful evening. Happy Freedom Day. Thank you, guys.